Hi, I'm Phil from Driftworks, this is my buddy Jay, and this is my 964 Turbo. This is also my 964 Turbo. So we're a week after going to Players Show. I was driving the Murcielago and Jay had the pleasure of driving the 964. How was it, bud?
I don't know what the correct word is.
Well, for a man who doesn't swear,
Uncomfortable.
he's really going to struggle to find the correct word. So yeah, it was 5 hours it took us to get to Goodwood on Friday, and we made the mistake of following Waze, didn't we?
We do it a lot. I do it a lot.
I don't use it that much. I've used Waze 4 times, and 3 of those times in super low cars, it's taken me down like off-road.
It's always when you're on the way to a racing track with a trailer on.
Yeah.
Don't follow Waze to Alton Park, I'll tell you that one.
No, absolutely. It's because it thinks it's national speed limit, but what it is in reality is a really highly cambered single lane farm road.
Yeah.
And in this case, it was even worse than that. It was like fully potholed, like ridiculous.
Oh, and Cadwell. Don't follow Waze to Cadwell.
Anyway, we might go old school and just actually get a bloody map out next time it was that bad. But anyway, we've done, so it's probably about 350 miles for that event. The way back was much nicer. We did have a little bit of a spirited drive back, didn't we? Which was a lot more fun.
Yeah, the motorway's much more fun.
Yeah, so yeah, we've done a few miles in it. It was really good in general. We do have a little snag list of things that need improving on it, because I've also done quite a few miles in the car. Done a bit of going to the pub with my family and stuff like that. So yeah, there's some things that need improving. One of those is a power steering. We've now broken two pumps in no miles. No idea why, what we're doing wrong. We don't appear to have wired anything wrong.
I mean, there's only 3 wires.
Yeah, but you can't really get that wrong.
Well, as long as it does need 12 volts to turn on, that's the only question.
Yeah. So it's an A-class pump, Mercedes A-class pump, and yeah, we've done 2 of them in less than 350 miles. Less than 350 miles because it broke before we kind of went.
Yeah, it did the first one.
Yeah. So no idea what's going on there. We need to improve that. The other thing is old man ears. Oh my God, the resonance on this thing at your perfect cruising speed on a motorway is pretty damn unbearable. And
I'll second that.
Definitely, isn't it? It's okay when you're able to go a little bit faster. So basically the sweet spot is like above 75 mile an hour, which obviously we never do on the motorway because that's illegal. But below that, the resonance, the drone inside the cabin is pretty horrific. And as I've already mentioned in these videos before, one of the main things about what I've been doing to this car, why I've been doing these updates, is 1, out of necessity, and 2, because I want to stick my little girl in the back seat, in the baby seat that we've got in there, and be able to take her places with my wife in the front seat. And it's a bit unfair to deafen her at the moment like that, because it's quite unpleasant. So that's a lot of waffle, wasn't it?
We love a bit of talking.
So yeah, it sounds absolutely awesome, don't get me wrong. I really, really like the sound of it, but it's just a little bit unbearable in the cabin. I've also done engine mounts. I've gone for 996 turbo engine mounts, standard ones rather than the solid, in hope of improving the sound a bit. It did a little bit, but not enough. So what are we on to now? We're on to swapping. A quick rebuild, a quick Craig, can you just?
Yeah.
We're actually going to take the car next door and put it on his ramp rather than cut stuff here, trail it round, have it tigged, bring it back, have it done properly. So we're going to do it all round at his. We've got some parts that we use quite frequently in a lot of our builds, and that is a 3.5-inch JetX or Simmons silencer, stainless silencer. We've already got this on the car, but it's essentially this big. So a bit more silencer there. Some tight 1D90s and a slightly longer one there. And we've also got, for the Screamer, because it does have a real switch between what comes out of the exhaust on the right side of the car. And then when the wastegate opens, currently it's really, really loud and really struggle with like sort of noise tests with racetrack limits. It's not going to get used on the track that often, but I would like to have a fighting chance. So the very kind people at Profusion Exhausts have sent me this, and Profusion, as you can see here, are actually RWB UK as well. So I don't know whether you're aware of that, the orange car of theirs, but and they've got like a tealy one, a Miami blue I think it is, convertible. But yeah, really nice chaps, and the quality of this, we've not used many of their parts before. This is...
A bit on mine.
Have you?
Yeah, yeah.
So is it sort of all this sort of quality?
Yeah.
It's really good. Yeah, really nicely made. A lot of the times when you see pieces like this, they'll have like slightly ovaled ends and things like that, but it's...
Or they'll have a seam, or if you buy them from China for cheap, they're so thin you can't weld them.
Exactly.
It's like welding Coke cans according to Craig.
So yeah, hopefully it's really, really convoluted way we've got to put a silencer in this car because of the Promodet exhaust manifolds on it. We'll show you in a minute anyway. It's super complicated, but we're going to start off with the main one, which is getting this big can on there. What did you say, Jay?
You alright there, Jay?
I wouldn't be if I could get out.
Press the button on the dash. The little 3, the end one, by the radio. Yeah.
Button.
Yeah. There you go.
What? That's so dangerous. Is that seriously what they're like as standard?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's lethal.
And they always pack up. Because it's like kit car electric.
So there's
They're out of business.
there's no mechanical...
No, there is. There's like a mechanical pull down by your feet, which is hidden under the carpet normally.
My god, you wouldn't want to be in a fire in that, would you? Driving for the first time.
I mean, I'd probably take that over that, to be honest.
I'm not saying something. Jesus. Anyway, morning, Craig.
Morning. It is morning as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you're bright and early because you've just sold one of your Pajeros, haven't you?
I know, it's gone.
Excellent. Yeah, you know, Craig doesn't get up for much, but yeah, he was here before me this morning.
Yes. The odd occasion we manage it, so.
So there we go. One lovely sounding, but a bit loud 964 turbo. We're just going to whip the back bumper off. Cut up some bits that we'd already made, or I already made some time ago with Craig's help. And yeah, see whether we can make it a little bit quieter. Jay, I think you're going to crack on with this because I've got to do the E suspension bits on the lathe.
It's
So.
like the crawler where we made about 12 exhausts for it.
Yeah, and then rarely used any of them except for the loud one.
Yeah, and always default loud one.
Yeah. We did actually probably make... Do you reckon we made 8 exhausts for the 86?
Ridiculous, a lot. Yeah. When the balls changed and stuff, didn't they? So.
Yeah. Plus I am a little bit particular. So we lost a few hours to this already.
A few hours, yeah.
Standard behaviour.
Yeah.
It's never going to be easy with anything to do with any of my cars, but yeah. It is tight in here, but as you can see, we've got the box in place. We've had to completely remove both ends. We've reused the V-band off the old silencer there, and shortened it up really nicely. We've had to make, should we just call that a relief?
Clearance, yeah.
Clearance
the box.
We've clarenced that bit there, just around the catch bit of the oil drain. It's looking really good. It's only tacked in place at the moment. We're just trying to get the angle of this correct. This bit is super complicated as we come here. Did you show the lovely jig?
I sort of pointed the camera at it. Yeah. I didn't.
So then I came around and wrecked his life, and we had to make a second version.
As usual.
So yeah, we just done a different bracket, so we've got the room here to do what we want.
And this is so we know where the tailpipe goes. The tailpipe is there.
And it is approximate. It's going to get us in the ballpark where we need to be, because my hope is that as much as it pains me to do it, we're going to actually have to use the very tip of this because it's super nice. I'm hoping we can use this section as well, which is just there for style, art, whatever you want to call it. So we're using these 1D-ish bends here, which are made in 2 pieces, these ones. They're pretty horrible looking, to be fair. But we'll make them look a little bit better than this once all the cuts are done and everything. And it's looking like, it's a bit hard for you to probably see it there, but it's not going to be mad drama to kind of get to the halfway point on this, that then we can get this cut so that it matches up to it, is my hope anyway. I'm sure, as usual, a lot of you are absolutely appalled at me wrecking and removing Promodet stuff, but you know, my car, innit? I do what I want! Yeah! So yeah, we're just going to get this finished welded there, then make the bracket for the silencer, then look at this this wiggly wig of S-bends thing going on there. Yay!
You need some flip-flops on if you're going to shut your eyes to weld it.
Nice bit of MIG there. Just tacking, gentlemen, don't worry.
Oh, spot on in place though.
Yeah.
We're talking about the perfect fitment.
We're just doing the bracket.
Like trying to get him to tick that is just...
Yeah, not happening. No. We had to move this end towards the engine a little bit. I've still got plenty of clearance, but yeah, you can just about make out here, maybe. That's the bracket that we're making to the silencer. That was nice and out of focus. You'll see more in a second when it's tigged. Let's whip it off.
Run this side, Joe.
There you go, see?
You should know by now. I did flick it right.
I do like your safety goggles just because Craig's tigged.
Yeah, the thing gets you, and it gets you with the hot end sometimes.
I should do that really.
That's a bit
So you
safe.
can hook my eye out now instead.
I'm sure the internet will tell you that something's wrong like normal, but you know.
Yeah.
Oh, you got your orange gloves on, Jay.
Oh Jesus, Jay.
You're gonna die.
They're covered in oil as well.
Oh. Is this prepped fully?
Don't mess it up.
Yeah,
Looks
just
a bit gappy.
What about the gap here?
Why has it got a big gap in it?
because someone welded it, it wasn't us. You bought pipes that were welded together.
That is true.
It is true. They're a bit worse than I remember them. Why aren't you back patching?
Thanks, Joe.
Right in your face, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, let's
Have a
check.
quick checker out.
Watch me burn my hands now.
Yeah, please do.
Please do. There you go. Right, that'll do, won't it?
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a nice fit up there. So we're just going to finish that, welding that, I guess, and then
we'll do
tack to that.
Yeah.
Then chop. In fact, should we chop before we tack to that, just so it's easy to get in and out? Because it's, we're going to have to slide the box in one otherwise.
take that off. I
Yeah.
suppose you could. Whatever, yeah.
Yeah, so chopping
Let's chop
halfway
that.
through that, I think, aren't we?
Between the two lines. is what I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah, that makes sense. Nice, neat cut there.
Yep.
And chop the end off a very nice bit here. Don't cry, everyone. All going pretty well. Got lambda bung in there. Tried to keep it as close to this as possible. Obviously, ideally, you want it coming out the back of the
as
turbo.
far away from the tip as you can. But on this, there's not a lot of choices.
Yeah, and I've done it so you can only just like get that started in there, but also I think it's pretty important to have it facing downwards, isn't it? So
Yeah, not on the bottom of the pipe, so it doesn't get full of condensation. I think is the
Yeah.
idea.
But yeah, that's pretty much done. We're going to just weld this now, or I say Craig's going to just weld that before lunch, let that cool over lunch. And then I think we're going to get rid of the jig and just do a new tip rather than cut up the...
It seems a shame to destroy that thing.
And we do have pipe.
So,
We can cut the end off that 45 to get a nice slash cut, but it is quite a high angle on this, isn't it?
It is. I mean,
like-
this showpiece is going to be a bit...
Yeah, we'll have to see how it looks
Yeah.
once we've got it in place. But no, it's all looking pretty smart, and as I say, I'm going to make this look as nice as possible. And yes, I remind you, we're still not imagining that we're Premadet, but you know,
No, we're definitely not that.
not even close. But you know, pretty happy with it. And this is a job of practicality rather than beauty, because it's hidden behind the bumper.
Well, it is.
This bit matters, the bit that comes out, but the rest of it, quiet matters.
Yeah.
And I've finished my E30 tie rod drop links. Some new spacers for those, so hopefully that can go back together too. So yeah, we're about to commit to the tip. Yeah, there's a lot of maths going on here that is very, very difficult.
And
to
obviously
do.
you've only got enough pipe to do it once.
Exactly. So this we've had to match to get the overall angle here, right? But obviously the pipe doesn't point straight either, so we've got a nice angle of, what was it, 2.5 degrees there.
Something like that.
Then we need to actually have this exhaust tipped up by 3.4 degrees to match the screamer pipe, and now we're cutting a 30-degree cut in it, but we have to get the distance absolutely perfect. So
Not that it feels fussy about
No.
0.1 of a degree or anything.
yeah. So I've done lots of measuring, and I've done lots of maths in my head.
Let's see if it goes right. Let's just
Let's
do it.
mess it up. So.
Oh, good catch.
Well, as far as my mark goes, it's a
Pretty
millimetre away from that, so that's also pretty promising. It's grand,
that'll
just get it
do.
on.
That'll do.
I'm pretty chuffed with that.
It took us an hour to set up the saw, but
Well, that's the thing about all this stuff that, making the jig, it's faff. But it made things so much easier with doing all of the stuff behind here without having to put the bumper back on.
preparation.
Exactly, and we're trying to be better at not doing piss poor preparation. So, yeah.
We've even had less gaps from Jay, which is good.
I mean,
You know.
yeah.
give it a minute.
Yeah.
Still got 2 more bits to do.
Yeah, okay, let's clean that up and get it on. In theory, that's all done. We've got a bracket, and we've got a styling piece, which currently looks really weird at this point. We've still got to polish this up a bit after the welding. Just waiting for it to cool down, and Joe's just doing the additional bit of heat shielding. So, yeah, should be back on in a second. And I think I'm going to give up on the screamer pipe.
Yay!
Because that's taken us 2 days to do that one.
That's probably a week, that's screamer pipe.
There we go, all done. Polished up, heat insulated, and I think it's time to, and we've wuzzed up the inside as well, because, no back purge, eh? So yeah, let's have a listen to it then. See what, it's probably going to fire loads of smoke out. Yeah, that's all right, isn't it? No smoke either.
really bad in here. It sounds really loud in here.
I mean, yeah, is it too quiet? It definitely won't be when the wastegate opens, because that's still completely unrestricted. Yeah, I'm going to give it a go with it like this. Keep the wastegate as it is, and if it's still too loud when the wastegate comes in, then I'll start the extremely complicated silencer for the wastegate side.
I think that's a good week's project, isn't it?
Well, considering this took 2 days,
yeah.
And what is it? Oh, it's just a silencer. Like, that's what people think, isn't it? And like, I don't need to tell you, you have customers who probably can't understand how long this stuff takes.
I mean, we still talk about it, like, it still surprises us sometimes how long it takes, you know.
Yeah, but
actually, remotely not. And this isn't normal undercut, you know, this is all tight. Most stuff we do is...
There's a bit of room, isn't there? Yeah, that was the main bit of work here, was actually just getting that to fit in that place without having to chop it up. So yeah, shortening that section and everything, and reusing a few parts always takes a little bit longer, but yeah, we're just working with what we've got. So no, I'm really happy with that. I guess I should probably go and give it a little drive and see what the drone's like.
Let's put the GoPro on.
Yeah.
Thanks.
My journey to work. Car's already warmed up. So yeah, I can fully report that it's made a massive difference to the noise in here. Still sounds absolutely superb, really enjoyable sound, but reduced the droning volume quite substantially. It hasn't taken it away completely, so let's see whether we can. The sweet spot is kind of like 2.9 on the dash. The RPM gauge is still slightly out, but there's nothing like the boom that I was getting around this point before. It is massively better. I'm going to drive it a little bit longer before I make decisions, but there is actually something else I can do to sort this particular resonance to improve it, and that is you can create, excuse my clutch control, this thing is still an absolute nightmare. We're not sure whether it's a little bit to do with tuning on take-up, and we're actually heading back to Pro Tuner because we're fitting new injectors anyway to the car. So we want to make sure the fueling's right, but while we're there we're going to have a look at the sort of take-up part of the map to see whether there's anything we can do to improve the point that the clutch is engaging, because yeah, Jay's not exaggerating, it is pretty atrocious. But anyway, what I was saying was that if we still have issues with the resonance, if I still feel like it needs a little bit more, you can create a blocked off extended bit of exhaust tube that it's kind of used like I want to probably just describe it as like a trombone almost. It's changing the length of the pipe can move the pulses to the point where the resonance is put into a zone that's not in your normal sort of driving frequency. So if you can essentially tune it to your higher RPM where it wouldn't be too much of an issue to have it a little bit louder. We'd expect it to be loud anyway, but like I say, currently I'm really quite pleasantly surprised with it and very happy with the volume. I'm presuming you can hear me speak better than normal, because yeah, it's not quiet by any stretch of the imagination. It is perhaps just right. So yeah, we'll call that massively successful. Thank you very much for watching as always. Thanks for subscribing. We've got lots more coming up on this car and others as usual. So yeah, if you feel like ticking that bell notification thing or buying something in the shop, in the Driftworks shop, it's all very much appreciated. See you soon.